Crime exists in every corner of the globe, but these 10 police and military inventions that stop any speeding vehicle effectively combat some of that crime and assist in putting the bad guys where they belong. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of our most recent and exciting content. Number 10. Spike strips. When it comes to stopping speeding vehicles, spike strips are a classic police technique, but the invention has come a long way over the years. Retractable spike strips are an improved method of dealing with criminals. Spike strips not only take much longer to set up, but they can also be dangerous to use. Having to stand near the road with speeding vehicles is also dangerous. You do not even need to be on the road with these new retractable spike strips. The spikes are packaged in a convenient box that police officers can place on the side of the road, and with the press of a button on a remote, the spikes fly out and scatter across the road. When an incoming vehicle hits the spikes, it flies right back into the box, meaning that any speeding police cars approaching from behind have nothing to worry about because the road is clear for them. Number 9. The Geneva Alcasta wedge barrier. When it comes to stopping speeding vehicles, you sometimes need something more powerful than just spikes. When the police or military need a more durable way to deter criminals, they look to Geneva Alcasta's large, bulky barriers. This barrier can stop all vehicles of any size, making it ideal for entry areas that require a little extra security. These items are commonly found in high-security areas such as government offices, research facilities, and military bases. That is how you know these barriers are serious. Videos of this barrier in action show that even the largest trucks cannot overcome it. Even after being hit, the Geneva Alcasta wedge barrier remains standing. Number 8. The XNET. The issue with using old spike systems to stop cars is that they do not always stop when and how you expect them to. Because the car's tires are punctured, it means the vehicle is still capable of moving forward and covering a significant distance. Instead of creating a much more dangerous situation with an already rushing car, XNET instead brings the car to a quicker and more efficient stop. Using spikes can also be dangerous, especially when there are fast cars all around. The traditional spikes used in police pursuits frequently result in injury and death, but XNET aims to change that. And it has been proven through trials and tests to be an overall safer option not only for police and military, but also for those in the car. Number 7. halt HD1 Raptor. This is a modern security barrier that is ideal for areas that require additional security. This barrier is embedded in the ground, but that does not mean it stays that way because it can rise and fall to allow passing vehicles. This barrier is so strong that it showed no signs of wear and tear even after crash testing, demonstrating how much damage it can withstand. The Raptor could even handle an 80 km/h truck weighing 7.5 tons. This barrier will not back down from a fight and is ready to take on any cars that try to ram it. Whether there is a whole line of Raptors or just the one, it is definitely a good option for those looking for top-notch security. Number 6. ProSpike. The ProSpike is smart, sleek, and simple to use, and it knows exactly how to stop any car that comes its way. This is a nail mat that can be easily placed on the ground to conduct border or traffic checks, roadblocks, or, more importantly, to prevent a speeding criminal from fleeing. One of the most advantageous aspects of the mat is that officers do not have to risk their lives by approaching the road and being close to oncoming traffic. All it takes is a remote control to activate the spikes, and officers can go about their business much more safely and efficiently. Most cars can only travel 200 meters after their wheels collide with the ProSpike mat's nails. This means that criminals will be unable to put a large distance between themselves and officers. Number 5. The arrest net. Sometimes police pursuits can get out of hand, and it is better to de-escalate the situation rather than add to it. That is where the safety net comes in. This is a high-quality, powerful net that can be thrown into the path of a vehicle to bring it to a complete stop. The spikes on the net help pierce the back tires, causing the net to tangle around the front tires. Officers do not have much choice but to approach the vehicle because the net will keep those escaping in place. It is a safe method of stopping criminals, avoiding deaths and injuries, and the net is deployed in just 3 seconds, making it a quick but efficient method of catching and stopping those on the run. Number 4. Safe stop. With this piece of technology, it has never been easier to take on criminals. The Safe Stop system is intended to shut down any engine using contactless RF transmissions. It is extremely simple to use, portable, and can be used on both land and sea, which means the Safe Stop can even access boat engines. Vehicles near and around a mode of transportation with Safe Stop activated will come to a halt without using any other methods. The actual stop is also safe, which means the risk of danger is reduced. This device is also useful for security checkpoints. If someone is speeding or appears suspicious, the Safe Stop can always be used to bring them to a halt so they can be questioned. Number 3. The net barrier. The net barrier is a retractable net that works wonders for maintaining security. This net can stop cars coming from either direction and has a very quick and adequate deployment time of only 2 seconds. This means that criminals will have to think quickly when confronted with the net barrier, but the net barrier has some additional benefits for law enforcement. This is a subtle but useful method to have because the net can remain hidden within the road and only appear when needed. The net does provide some protection for those who come into contact with it. Because the net absorbs and gives energy, it can help keep drivers in oncoming vehicles safe with a net span of up to 80 feet. The net barrier will keep all vehicles at bay while keeping high security areas safe. Number 2. The module vehicle barrier. Car ramming has always been an issue, but the module vehicle barrier attempts to eliminate it. This barrier transfers the force of an oncoming vehicle into the ground using cutting-edge technology. It can be used in a variety of settings, from a regular street to rougher and rockier terrain. This is a super strong way to make protected areas even safer, and because it is so lightweight, it is a relatively easy way to reduce the threat of vehicles. When a vehicle strikes the barrier, it flies up slightly into the wheels, trapping the driver in place. The module vehicle barrier is so strong that it can withstand trucks without sustaining any damage, demonstrating how high quality and sufficient these barriers are. Number 1. Grappler. With this useful device, law enforcement officers can regain complete control. Instead of simply colliding with speeding vehicles and increasing the risk of injury and death, officers now have a new method. The Grappler is a novel device that sits in the front of a police vehicle. When the timing is right, officers can fire a strong, thick net that wraps around the back tire of a car. Because the net is so strong, it will bring the car to a complete stop, allowing officers to get a safe distance between themselves and the people in pursuit. The driver is generally safe when the car comes to a stop, but that does not mean the Grappler holds back. It is still a handy, powerful device designed to disable a car and prevent it from moving, and it does exactly that. The only action required is the pressing of a button, and then bam, the net comes flying out and the police sees that speeding car.